Hi, I'm Beth Ramsden. Today's video is part of a themed collaboration with Peace Love Craft Dolls with Tammy Powley, and this month's theme is Earth. I was very lucky to receive loads of fabric samples recently, and I thought these animal print jersey fabrics would be great for this theme. Be sure to check out my video description for links to all the collaboration participants' videos and see how they've interpreted the Earth theme. I've already tried out my simplified shirt pattern, as you can see, and you don't need a lot of fabric to make tiny clothes, so I just need to choose one. I really like this black and white one. It's a good medium weight jersey. I also have some light interfacing fabric to use for the opening and neckline facing. I plan my template pieces carefully, trying to use all the lion and tiger faces. I draw around them on the reverse side. Using this template I've made for the interfacing, I roughly cut that out too. I cut out the pattern pieces. For assembly, first I join the shoulder seams. I will leave a 5mm seam allowance. I've changed out the needle in my machine for a ballpoint needle. These are used for knit and stretch fabrics. I finger press the shoulder seams so they lay flat and open. Next, I'll sew the sleeves. I decide which side will be my hem, then fold it in by 1/2 centimetre. Clip or pin, then sew. This jersey won't fray, so there's no need to tuck or fray check the edges. Repeat for the other sleeve hem. With right sides facing, position the sleeve along the diagonal centre section of the side. Keep the shoulder seam on the underside open and flat. There's no curved shoulder to ease in with this pattern, just sew straight across the sleeve with a 5mm seam allowance. Repeat for the other side. Here, the sleeves are opened out and the whole piece can lay flat. Bear with me here for a moment. I forgot all about the back and neckline facing, and I went straight on to closing up one of the sides. It's not the end of the world though, I just need to unpick the stitches. Okay, now I'm back on track. I'll use my template to mark on the interfacing where I'll stitch around the closure and neckline. You don't need to do this, but it helps me to keep the neckline nice and rounded. I pin this to the fabric right side, and I'll sew along the line, which leaves a 5mm seam allowance. My camera sneakily stopped recording for a while, so please excuse my stand-in footage. I trim the seam allowance and snip the curves. I turn the facing to the inside and pin. Then I top stitch and trim away the excess interfacing. Now I can fold over the sides and sew them up. Here we're back again, and I trim the seam allowance and snip it under the armpit. Now you could fold up the hem and stitch it like the sleeves to finish it off, but I have just enough fabric left to cut a strip and sew it on to the right side with the ends folded in to avoid any raw edges on show. I trim the excess seam allowance and fold it over to the inside. Now you could top stitch this, but it's really tiny, so I'm opting to fabric glue it instead. Now I can turn these little sleeves out and sew on some snap fastenings for the closure. In the spirit of reusing and avoiding waste again, these snap fasteners are second-hand from a sewing bundle. I love to discover old haberdashery like this that can still be used. There we have it, all sewn up, and it only used a piece of fabric about 18 by 11 centimeters big. It's amazing what you can do with such a small amount. And I'm glad I'll be able to make use of all these fabric samples and save them from going in the bin. Don't they look great? What do you think? What is the thriftiest craft you've managed to make? Let me know in the comments. Remember to check out all the great Earth-themed videos while you're down there. And as always, thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time.